Are we starting with embarrassing me on the internet?
Yes.
All right, fucking sweet. Everybody, welcome back to Free Range Human Thoughts. That's Tabitha. I'm James, and we are going to once again embarrass me in front of the entire internet because I am a goddamn Luddite. Throw my shoes in the machines. No, saboteur. But anyway, yo, textile mill.
Well, speaking of textile mills, no. So we're not young chickens or spring chickens. Martha Stewart OG was all about taking, whatever is simple and nice in your life and making it long and not as fun. And this is not talking about,
Including your
investing in the
investment
stock
strategy.
market. But I remember, I loved s'mores and I was a happy s'more eater. And then I found out you should be making your own marshmallows or you're a piece of shit.
Okay.
It takes 2 hours to make a marshmallow.
Not if you use giant industrial machines, it doesn't.
But now Martha Stewart is back and better than ever with the power of AI. So imagine this, James. You have moved into a new home and you're like, gee willikers, these things in the mail that come in paper forms and envelopes are so hard to understand. I wish I had a thing that helped me understand them. So you take those mysterious envelopes that show up at your door and you scan them into this app that Martha Stewart has developed. And then the AI will tell you how to run your insurance, what maintenance you should do on your home, how your inspections are going, what level the dirt is at your home. And it will run everything for your bills to when you do household maintenance for you.
Are you sure this isn't Palantir? Some weird branding partnership?
It's her creation.
Okay.
It's called Hint.
I trust her more than Peter Thiel.
It's what is it? Her and her neighbor, it looks like.
He's her neighbor, Peter Thiel.
It actually is. No, someone Kyle Rush, which is an AI engineer. I don't know who that is.
So, just as a general rule, kids, your toaster doesn't need to be on the internet. Neither does your washing machine. If you need an app to tell you when the oven is at temperature, you probably shouldn't be allowed to use the stove.
That should be written somewhere.
It's our merch. No, I, the Internet of Things has been a thing for a while now, right? Where all of your stuff is supposed to connect to the internet so it can tell you what it's doing. I think it's a terrible idea. Again, right? And most of the tech bros that I know don't do that sort of thing. There's a joke where what is it? The only thing that's really allowed to have any sort of personality in my house is the printer, and that's because I can't do anything about it. Right? And every once in a while, you just take it out back and get a new one.
I love you, printer that is currently sitting on the floor because it lost its desk.
You don't even get a place to sit anymore.
That's right. Know your place, Noah.
When the revolution comes, we're both hosed. Uh, but no, it's the Internet of Things has been a thing for a very long, or not a very long time, for probably a decade or so. And this is, yeah, it's just the AI version of that. But what they all are is just a big information grab, right? Why does Martha Stewart need to read your mail? That feels weird.
It's
Weirdly
so,
invasive.
it gives me such an ick. Like, I get, I like to save paper. So, email me rather than, send me a bill for like my electric bill and stuff. But the idea of like uploading like my household insurance, like the ground quality stuff, and having this like super detailed, there's already like the ability to stalk someone right now is so freeing and easy. It's hardly an inconvenience. Now, not only could I stalk you, but I know how much clay is in your dirt. So whenever I decide to dig into your home, I can factor in, what shovels I need and what wheelbarrow I should purchase. Like,
How long it's going to take your body to decompose when I'm finally done with you.
well, it's like you're uploading your security for your home. Like, you're uploading everything, all of your information. And it makes it easier for someone to pretend to be you, which most people are like, oh, someone could steal my identity and be me. Someone can do worse things than pretend to be you. Like, pay my bills. Go ahead. Do it. Dare you? But don't pretend to be me and turn off my electricity.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, the bots are notorious for being bad at this. You hear as a tech bro, right? One of the stories that gets circulated about once a week is that these AI agents will just run wild and delete entire databases. They'll just freak out and nuke your company. And good for them, right? It shows a little spine, but imagine that's your house. All of your personal information is in there. And yeah, like I was saying, it's you're just all of a sudden it can turn off your electricity. It can shut off your water. It can call your mom and say things that you probably don't want it to say, like "I love you." So no, I for one will not be joining Martha Stewart in this weird fucked up little venture of hers. Like, is Snoop involved? That would be sort of a moderating force here. I feel like
love that. If it was, I would trust it now.
honestly, I would trust it more.
No,
Like at
no,
least
he's
he's
not.
a normal criminal.
I mean, I'm just like, what would Martha Stewart already showed that she can't be trusted with information?
Yeah,
Thus, jail.
yeah.
What would
Right? It's
she
not that
do
she
with a
committed the
wealth of
crime; it's that she was
information?
bad enough that she got caught.
Yeah, think of all of our senators right now who are inside trading and haven't been caught.
Yeah,
Then look at Martha.
yeah. She went to jail.
Yeah,
Like actual
loser.
jail, not like a real jail, but like it was a nice jail. But no, like if you're gonna commit crimes and you get caught, you were bad at it. Why most people shouldn't commit crimes.
There
You're
we
not rich
go.
enough to get away with it. If Martha Stewart's not rich enough to get away with it, you're certainly not. Don't commit crimes. But no, like the idea that she's like, I get the premise and why she's a good endorsement for it. Like as a business model, it's gonna make money. Like they're not hard to spin up anymore. Are these like AI agent programs? You know, it probably took this guy a couple of months to get this thing, a front end put on this thing. And yeah, they're gonna make money doing it. And they'll have this huge database of all of this information about all of these people that who knows what they're gonna do with it. Probably sell it. That would is because again, especially if you're not paying very much for it, you are definitely the product.
What was it? 23andMe being sold. Like, this is why never give your DNA
Yeah.
to a company.
Yeah. Don't give it to anybody. Right? Double bag that shit.
It's like, what are we promoting now?
You
But
gotta be careful with it, boys.
it's so like it just gave me such the creeps of like it's a different level, like almost because it's so unassuming. It's like, oh, it really doesn't have anything to do with me. It's just my house. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Well, and there's some value there to people who don't know anything about like home maintenance or the things that might impact
Reddit.
like their
No fucking
garden.
Reddit.
Yeah. The DIY subreddit will absolutely help you. They were weird and snarky, but that's Reddit. So,
I
yeah.
remember reading a how to whenever my door broke. And it was like, how many of us are reading this locked inside a room right now? And it felt nice to know that I was not the only one locked inside a place. But it has weather, soil, air quality. So I'm just like the value of not just your like home information insurance, it's your like this is like an orgasmic dream for an insurance company.
Oh, God, I didn't even think about that angle for it.
Yeah, like it's such a juicy piece. And then it's same with like whenever people have the driving monitor in their car.
Mm,
Yes, it could help lower your insurance, but it's also showing everywhere you go.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like, what are you giving someone?
yeah. Well, the means to deny your claim is immediately what comes to mind there. Right. Just for the insurance company, let alone the police officers that have been caught recently using the flock cameras to stalk their exes. Because that's been a whole debacle.
Use Martha's AI.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
It's just not like, just take no for an answer. It's okay. It really is. There are other fish in the sea. And like,
The
you're a fucking
celebrity
walrus. Just chill the hell out. Don't go after the fish.
celebrity does not want you. I
Yeah.
promise you, it only worked out for what was it? The girl that went out with Robert Pattinson, and she didn't even like him after that.
Yeah.
He ruined it for her. So
Which, and good for him.
yeah, do you want your love and affection ruined? How
Yeah.
about that? Don't
These are
stop. That's
parasocial relationships, children. We aren't real people. Tabitha and I are both AI. We don't even
like
really exist. How many extra fingers do you have? Like,
They call me six. Gosh.
Yeah. No, we shit on AI about once a week, but like this feels gross in a way that a lot of the other ones don't. And the other side of it, the tech pro side of me is like, this is a really cool data set, and I would love to play with it because I do like you could match this up with like soil surveys, and you get some really interesting information about like ground condition based on all of these things, right? If they have, I don't know if they're bringing in like weather data now, all of a
They
sudden
are.
yeah, because you can just grab what used to be really before Weather Underground got bought. They had all like the all like the collection of like personal weather stations that you could grab really minute detail on, which was super cool. And then it got bought by weather.com or whatever and sucks now. But like you could do cool climate science stuff with it. You could do really interesting engineering projects around it. You could look at the condition of housing stock in your neighborhood based on a whole host of cool factors. And it's also hyper invasive.
I'm gonna take that and make it worse. Like
Oh God.
with soil, like you also have water. So who would be interested in water and buying rights to water right now? Who would be interested in the mineral rights
Yeah.
underneath your home right now and buying them? Like, think about, like, I always told my grandma, I was like, because they own the mineral rights right basically where the house is
Mm-hmm.
on the ranch. And I was like, freaking oil is right under the house,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That's why they build every time they build a rig right on the other side of the fence. And I'm like, they're just sucking that thing dry.
Well, yeah, no, directional boring's been a thing for 40 years. They're just right, they are under the house. Yeah. Ever notice any cracks in the walls? It's because the house is
Never.
sinking because they've sucked the oil out from under it.
I'm still convinced there's a basement. I have nightmares about there being a basement like once a month.
Mm-hmm.
They just haven't told me about for some reason.
Okay. That's a vibe.
I like to think most people have secret basements. Like whenever I found about the like little creepy crawly spots in this house, as well as like the bolt locks on the outside of the doors, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that is a vibe. And someone built a door when their doors were locked.
I mean, when Julia was like little, we turned the doorknob around because she was locking us out, and then she would start to wander at night when she was like 2.5, 3 years old. So we would lock the door, and my whole thing before that sounds really weird is like she used to be in a crib, right? She would have this like little safe space, and she just got too big for that little safe space, and so she needed to be in a bigger safe space. So my logic is that it was just a very big crib, and we were, anytime she would cry, we were immediately running in, right? Like we never just left her in there for days at a time.
The door's locked. You can go to that. Go clubbing. Have fun. What's she gonna do? The door's watching her.
Jesus. But like, no, well, like in this basement, right? There's a weird little cubby alcove thing. You're gonna love it because by the time it's done, there's gonna be like a weird door on it too. Because I gotta store some stuff here before we leave. It's nothing weird, but
Ouija boards.
I just can't take it to Canada. So, but yeah, you'll have your own little creepy basement thing when you get up here. For everybody, like Tabitha and I are essentially trading houses. She's moving in here and I'm getting out. But so don't make it weird. We just talked
No
about stuff.
stalking anybody. Trust. I feel like I say it like once a week where I'm like, trust me, I'm scarier than you are.
Have you seen her dogs? Jesus Christ. Vicious, gigantic monsters.
I can do the grudge crawl. Just think of that. Think of being like, I'm gonna come and get her, and then I crawl down the wall.
Yeah. And frankly, you should put that in your dating profile.
It is
Because
a good
it's
point.
going to play so hard out here.
I always like to just have like a very simple, I hate cats,
Mm.
and let people think what they may.
Just to filter themselves.
They
But yeah,
didn't even
don't
read
give your
that.
information to Martha Stewart. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's so weird with her branding be like creating this very like aesthetic beige on beige on beige. Everything's homemade, like ooey gooey. And then it's like, let's
We're
go super high tech. Like,
Yeah. Well, I think we're just there in the AI hype cycle where we've gotten to a point where it's pretty easy to put one of these things together from like a technical side, and now it's just about branding a particular slant on it. I would imagine they may have spent like $1 million on standing this thing up, and most of that's been on branding and marketing. And
just
yeah,
spend it
dude, like,
on
what's your
better.
return? From a business standpoint, I can absolutely. I'm utterly kind of surprised that Snoop doesn't have one, right? Like, I'm surprised that there aren't more celebrities that are coming out with something in that sort of vein. But if they do, you are the product. They want your data. Don't do it.
I guess this is going to be the new crypto bros.
It
I
already is
love
like
that.
so much worse.
Ooh,
No, like, the core of this is 7 companies trading the same imaginary $1 trillion. Everything else is just a race to see what they can get the rubes to pay them, which is so wild to me because there's so many actually valuable companies to invest in out there that are producing things that people actually want. Nobody wants this. People, like, how many videos are there now of people at graduations getting booed for being like, AI is the coming thing? One asshat was at my alma mater who stood up in front of the digital media kids and was like, AI is going to replace all of you, and thought that was going to play well. Like, of course you're going to get booed. These are people who just spent 4 years of their goddamn life learning how to do this, right? They don't want this to come. I want AI to do my laundry. I don't want it to make art. But no, like, so my follow on to this, because we just talked about not stalking people, but is there a difference between a community and an audience? Because a lot of the things that call themselves communities seem more like fan bases.
with ooh, I feel like I'm sure there was like in the past, this was something that existed. But now that we have entered this very online influencer culture, there is this line of people who don't understand the difference between being a audience, like being a fan,
Mm-hmm.
and being an actual friend. And that is super scary.
Yeah. Well, and it's not a new phenomenon, right? Like Jodie Foster got stalked by that dude, by you, but like way back, like people like this has been a thing as long as there have been celebrities. Do you think the internet has sort of increased that hype cycle? Like,
It turbocharged it because now any ordinary person can be a celebrity, like anybody. And so it's just like you have kids that are, 16 with millions of followers learning how to navigate the world, and they're navigating it in front of people with, freaking 50-year-old men in their DMs.
mm,
Like it's a super weird area.
the accessibility piece of it is something that I hadn't thought about until like we asked the question of, because you can just reach out and talk to someone now. Like there's real celebrities, and sorry YouTubers, have things like bodyguards and publicists who are a sort of frontline for them a lot of the time. If I were an actual celebrity, I would not tweet anything myself. I don't even read the comments. Sorry, kids. Send me an email if you want to actually chat. But it's not the accessibility piece of it, and especially for younger folks. That is a really scary piece.
I hate that I'm even admitting this. I watched a review of the movie. I didn't watch the movie, just to disclaimer myself, but it's a Colleen. It's like regretting you. Classic, classic Colleen. Like it pointed out like the power people give a simple follow. Like she's getting accused of being a side piece because a guy followed her at school.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the power that we give the audience, because it's a button, it's a clicked button. It shouldn't have more power than that. But you'll see even in like the news a celebrity unfollowing somebody and it being like someone literally sat there and went through everybody and was like, Mariah Carey, stop following Eminem.
Why do you think that's become newsworthy? Why have we ratcheted that up to such a degree? Are we so, yeah, I don't know. This is well out of my wheelhouse.
I think because we've gotten where nobody does face to face anymore.
Mm,
Like I've talked to my kid about it where I'm just like, no, if you really mean something, tell them to say it to your face. And that's what, whenever I argued with my sister and I told her, if you want to say that, you can come here and you can say that. And that's how we had a redneck argument on my front porch. But there's that, we have we're in the era of keyboard warriors where people will say
mm,
the worst things, feeling very powerful in themselves, and then go eat a Big Mac, not thinking anything of it.
yeah. So do you think the internet should be anonymous? Because there's a whole wrinkle there.
Ugh, I would really love some of the stuff that I've commented in fan groups on Reddit for Outlander to stay anonymous. But I guess the thing of like being okay with like being like, I said what I said, and feeling there's probably nothing that I've said online that I would not say to someone's face, and I stand behind that.
I also
And
feel like
most,
no, like my experience of this, having grown up on the internet, right, is I don't want internet anonymity is something that I need to keep because I was a dumbass 17-year-old at one point. But I also think that there's very much to your point, like you wouldn't say these things in person. You wouldn't, because people do say really awful things. Like you wouldn't hit on somebody's 16-year-old sister as a 50-year-old man in public. I mean, some of these fuckers probably would,
yeah, there's the problem.
but like there would be social repercussions to that. I would hope, particularly like if you were doing it in a forum where other people could see you. But the yeah, I think that there's a lot that goes into the dehumanization that anonymity has brought in the internet, right? Like these are not celebrities, they're just a product. They're a thing that I can talk at without any sort of social repercussion whatsoever. And not a human on the other side of a screen.
Yeah. And I just, one of the books I read, which I feel super, I've actually talked to the author. We're best friends. No, difference between audience and friendship. I understand. I have messaged the author and talked to her. I am a audience. I am a fan. We are not getting tattoos together anytime soon. That's Katie Bennett who wrote How to Kill Men and Get Away with It.
Mm,
And it's about a girl who's an influencer who's just an influencer because she's rich, and she also obviously kills men. But her mindset into it, like at the very beginning, someone recognizing her and being like, ugh, fucking gross. I'm just trying to eat my breakfast, have my coffee, and you're interrupting me with like, I know you're complimenting me, but I have to fake being nice to you. And now my coffee's cold and you freaking wasted my morning time. Like,
mm,
it's this not understanding this distance that exists in the world.
yeah.
And
And I wonder, because my experience of this, I think, is a little bit different than most people's. Is that I grew up in music and around musical theater. Right, I'm a drummer. I played for a lot of musicals in high school and up into college, and then hung out with theater kids for a long time. So the knowing that like these are actors, right, and the human that exists there, and it being like, no, this is not this character. This is not this persona, this mask that I have a parasocial relationship with. Right, I am a fan, and they're just trying to eat their eggs. I want one of my heroes, one Hank Green. I once saw at the Atlanta airport, a YouTuber of note, and like we were in the same restaurant. It was great. And as he was getting up to leave, happened to mention that I was a big fan. He patted me on the shoulder, said, "Thank you for letting me finish my breakfast," and he walked away. I was like, "I'm not going to interrupt you, man. You're a human with human needs, and you're traveling. This is very context dependent. But you got like, I'm a fan, and that was a really nice interaction, and he was very kind about it to let me interrupt his day, and that's the limit of that. And so I think when we come back to the community question around it, they are also a member of the community. Yes, they are the sort of figurehead of, sure, but other people are involved in this too. And if you wouldn't be weird with another community member about it, don't be weird with them.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't just, I'm trying to think, like my neighbor, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's my neighbor. Let's take a photo together. And like, I mean, despite the fact that I don't like my neighbor, but still, like, it's just, you wouldn't treat someone like that. But because they are bigger, you think you have more access to them. And I feel like the thing with the taking photos, I feel like that, yes, there's a lot of celebrities out there that I'd love a photo of.
Mhm.
And there's some really great photos of them that have been professionally taken that is better than any photo that I could ever take that I can Photoshop myself into. Me photoshopping my face over Dave Franco's wife's. Joking, I've never done that. Like the invasiveness of having the access to somebody. And it's just, and not understanding the difference in between, you are not in their closeness of like a friend group where that would be okay, where I'd be like, look how dumb you look drinking this coffee. Haha. Like, that's something I would do with a friend. I would not go take a photo of someone else at the same restaurant drinking their coffee and be like,
Well, I think you got to remember what the reciprocal of this relationship is, right? Like, I am a big fan of Hank Green. Hank Green has no idea who the fuck I am. As far as he is aware, if he is even aware of the interaction at all anymore, I'm some dude who happened to have breakfast at the same time as him. And that's it. Like, he don't know me. I have a vaguely parasocial relationship with him because I watch his videos. I watch a product that he makes. Does not entitle me to his time, and it doesn't like make me an intimate member of his community. Right? Me participating in conversations around videos makes me more of a community member, but like it doesn't entitle me to anything. And yeah, I kind of wonder, for those of you who are like watching things that we're producing, right? What do you want out of this? That's like, put that in the comments. Like, what do you want from us? Because that feels. Don't be weird about it. Don't be
let me
weird.
put up my foot real quick. No.
Immediately defeat things. You cannot have my hobbit toes.
For exactly $52, you can't. No.
You gotta pay for at least an hour, sweetie. That's how that works.
Like, no, but per toe pick. Like,
Oh,
$52.
well, now you're getting more value out of the big one, or like less value out of the big one. You are the little ones, right? Like, how much toe per toe are you getting? I don't know. Think about your pricing structure, kids. This is a business podcast.
I have our next topic.
This is gonna be great. But no, like, I think I'm always concerned about my presence in the world and what I'm allowing in, right? Because I do have a daughter and a family, and I very much value my own private life. And so, what is that impact going to really look like? And so, yeah, don't be weird, kids. Or like be weird in interesting ways and not scary ones. And like keep your fan fiction PG-13. That's all I'm asking. PG-13, everything is cool.
I need to delete some stuff. Just trying.
If you can find where Tabitha's posting her fan fiction apparently about the podcast, are we like isekai into something fun? Like, can we be
I
in
did
Color Carl?
reference Sam Hewen in my latest blog. It is only as a treat for a hard day.
And on that happy note,
Collecting restraining orders one at a time. No.
if a court has to tell you to leave somebody alone, you really should leave them alone. Just gonna say.
You can do a lot from 100 yards. No.
All right, kids, have a great week. Goodbye.